get brief intro about how the Wikidata works, or how we can get the information from the Wikidata using API or some other techniques. So on this session, we'll cover on the topic how you can query the Wikidata and get the information, how you can export those information, how you can build some application using the Wikidata query, Sparkle queries and all. So I'll just start with a brief intro about the Wikidata. What is Wikidata and what all facilities are there on the Wikidata? So Wikidata is a free and collaborative multilingual project that is a database for the Wikimedia projects. You may be familiar with about the Wikipedia that is mostly popular. There are many different Wikimedia projects like Wikipedia, Wikimedia Commons, Wiktionary, and different projects. So Wikidata is basically a database for interconnecting all these Wikimedia projects, as well as we can also connect different other third-party data source to external data source to Wikidata, and it's like a interconnected data source. It's a multilingual data source, so anybody who doesn't know a particular language, they can contribute to Wikidata in their own language. So it's a what by we mean by a structured and linked data. So if you are taking a sentence on a English sentence, or if you are giving if you are given an English sentence, it will have mainly three parts. It has a subject, it has a predicate, and it has an object type. So Wikidata is in the Wikidata sense, it is called the subject is called the item, the predicate is called a property, and the object that we call in Wikidata as a value. So it is a Wikidata. We can see the statements has been added on in this format. So what we mean by the linked data. So if you have so many type of information that are available on the Wikipedia or any other data source, if your information is linked together, it is easy to get or query those information. Like for example, if you have information about a person and his children, so if you are interlinked those information by using a simple 1 or 2 line query, you can get or you can query those information and get those results. So it is a linked data source is connected to different Wikimedia projects, is connected to different external data source. So like we said, the statement is consists of mainly three parts: the item, the Wikidata property, the Wikidata value. So item maybe can be any topic, like it can be a Wikipedia article, it can be a location, it can be a name of a person, and the property is defined to be connecting this is giving a additional statement, additional value to that statement. Like if you say, if you are a person who is wearing a particular t-shirt, or this person is a child of this person, so the property is something like that's interlinked the value and the item. So it can be a language spoken, it can be a height of a person, height of a dam, or that information that we can add on the statements in the Wikidata. So value can be also a Wikidata item, or it can be like the height of the dam. For example, it can be it will not be another Wikidata item. It will be another value like 35 meters or 45 meters, that particular value. So if you go to the Wikidata, you can see the structure of the Wikidata similar to like this one. So here you can see if you are going to the Douglas Adams Wikidata item. So in Wikidata, if you are going to the Wikipedia article, you can see those information has been added. If you are going to the English Wikipedia, the title will be on English name. If you are going to Telugu Wikipedia, the title will be Telugu. That if you're going to Tamil or Malayalam Wikipedia, the particular title of the Wikipedia will be written in that particular language. But in the case of Wikidata, it is a multilingual project, it's not a language-dependent project. So here in the Wikidata, it is the particular Wikipedia article will be connected to the Wikidata item with a unique number. The unique number will start from Q1 to it will continue if you're creating a new Wikidata item. So it will have here the subject can be the Douglas Adams Wikidata QID Q42, and it will have a description. It can be a description can be entered in any language. If you are more than one language, you can enter those information in all those languages. And here on the green box, you can see it have a statement group of statements. On the previous slide, we have seen that statement consists of three items, property as well as the value. So here we can see the Douglas Adams item is linked to a particular property that his education is mentioned, or which college or which place he has been studied, and and also it will have some qualifiers. And for example, if you are taking some a particular item on the Wikidata, you can see a different group of statements. Which can be a property number will be starting from p value, and the item number will be starting with the prefix q. So if you are taking a Wikidata item of the Earth, or if you are taking a Wikidata item of the India, you can see a different unique number with a different uh, properties, and as well as the statements grouped together with our qualifiers. So we will go to the next slide, how we can query those information. So Wikidata has a lot of information available on this database. So we'll on the upcoming slides, we'll cover how to query the Wikidata, how we can harness those information, and we can uh, query those, export those information to different projects, or if you are creating some start a website or something, how you can export those information and visualize those information on your websites. So on the basic of the Wikidata is Wikidata works with a language. The Wikidata query service works with the language Sparkle. So Sparkle is a language which is not built by the Wikimedia Foundation. It is a common language that you use for querying the linked databases similar to the Wikidata. So this language has been used for many database for querying those information and collecting those information. In the Wikidata also, we use the same Sparkle language. So the structure of Sparkle is similar to this one. It's a very basic language. You can find though is similar to somewhat similar to the SQL language. So in the SQL also, you can see the select element and the word clause. You can also see in the SQL, but some features or some elements are little bit different on the Sparkle language. So we'll go with how we can develop or create, or how you can modify a Sparkle language. So similar to a natural language, you can write a natural language like a sentence, and you can convert that into a Sparkle query easily. So on this simple query, you can see on the select element, we are calling all the we are defining a value like a human. So inside the where function we have called like we are querying the Wikidata, we need to get all information like we need the humans who are the male, with the gender male, and who have the citizenship in India. So it's like a simple query, and is what is defined on each clause, what we are defining. So on the select clause, we are defining all the variables. You can define the variables by any names. The name that you are entering on your Sparkle query is defined or is called on the select clause. So if you are named like instead of human, you can give any of the other variable over there, and it will run the query. So on the where clause, you are giving the conditions or restriction. If you want to limit some of the features, or if you want to limit only the humans from the India of the humans, or the particular thing that is limited to a particular state, or a person who's born on a particular state, that all features can be call in the where clause. So on the if you notice on the Sparkle query, this function query, you can see it is like a sentence that have three words, three elements. So one thing, we have a variable called human, and we have another this word called has gender, and they have another word without me. So it's similar to that we can see on the statement. It has a item, it has a property, and it has a value. So we'll see how it is work on the Wikidata. So in Wikidata, we use some prefixes like WD colon, WDT colon for calling the Wikidata item as well as Wikidata property. So on different query service, it will be the prefixes we can define on that. And also in the Wikidata query service, this prefixes has been already has been prefixed. So you don't need to call each time these prefixes. It is inbuilt in the Wikidata query service. So the Sparkle query service is like all the information we can get. We already told that we can get or fetch all the information. We can query all those information that has been on the Wikidata. If the information is not there on the Wikidata, we will not get the results. So keep in mind that all the information on the Wikidata may or may not be true, or it will not be contain all those information. If the information is added on the Wikidata, you can query those information, you can get those results. If the information is not there on the Wikidata, you will not get those results. So we'll click on, so it's like if you go into the query.wikidata.org, you can see the graphical interface where you can see how where you can input those Sparkle queries, and you can see those information. So I'll just navigate to some of the options that are available on the query.wikidata.org, the graphical interface. So here we have a query helper. So if you don't know how to write a Wikidata query, uh, you don't need to worry about that. You can easily create a Wikidata query or a Sparkle query from here using these filters. So I'll just start with some of the options available. Here we have a Wikidata helper. Here we can toggle the full screen. Here we can see what all the prefixes has been already there on the Wikidata. So we'll just click on the add standard prefixes. So previously on the previous slide, I have shown you that the Wikidata item is called by the prefixes Wikidata WD colon, and Wikidata property is called by Wikidata WDT colon. So we don't need those information since it's already inbuilt on this Wikidata code says. We don't need to call all this information each time. So I'll start with one of the examples. So here, if you are not familiar with the Wikidata query service, you can click on the button over here. Here we have the examples button. You can see a lots of more than 366 examples has been created over here. You can click any one of the examples and you can modify those uh, Wikidata query, Sparkle query, and you can build query that has been needed on based on your needs. So we can look to this query, what the query is doing over here. So I just click on the example and then click on the cats and just click on the, here we have the option to execute the Wikidata query. So we'll just execute this Wikidata query because most of us may not be interested on clicking the query, this one help toolbar, or going to that tutorial and reading all the tutorials before creating a Sparkle query or creating or something, learning something new. We must explore those tools by navigating those tools. So I would also like to just show you the examples first, and we'll just navigate to the functionalities, how each Wikidata these clauses has been used or filters has been used for this function. So I'll just click on the execute button over here. and you can, it will take some time, and you can see all those information about the cats that has been queried, and you can see there are nearly 270 cats information are there on the Wikidata. So keep in mind, this is not a complete information in the web. So only the information that Wikidata nodes will be shown over here. So Wikidata is a database that stores information that has something notable. So some of these cats, most of these cats will have some of maybe notable. That's why the Wikidata has those information stored on the Wikidata. So here we have 217. So I'll just click on the one of the Wikidata item. We'll check on what information is there on that particular Wikidata item. So you can see the Wikidata item have a label. It has a English label CC, and it is have a Hindi label over here. You can click on the all Indian labels here, and you can see all those labels on different languages that has been added over here. If some language information here we doesn't have the Malayalam label or Tamil label added over here. So if those information is added, you can query those, run those query and get those information over here. So here we have the statement called instance of. It's a Wikidata property that most of the Wikidata item will have P31. You don't need to remember all these numbers over here. You can easily get those numbers from the Wikidata query service itself. But you can, if you know some of the numbers, yeah, it will be somewhat easy for creating a Wikidata query. So here we have the instance of house cat, and here we have the gender of the cat. Here we have a wonderful image of the cat holding by maybe that by the owner. So we have the information like it has a statement, place of birth, it has a statement, date of birth, and we can see it has an article or Wikipedia in different languages. The article or English Wikipedia, it has article over Japanese Wikipedia, it has an article over Turkish Ukraine Wikipedia, and all those information has been grouped together here. Here, the on the this group is called statement group, and this group is called the group of labels description and other names added over here. So on the bottom portion, you can see it is connected to any Wikipedia project like Wikipedia, Wikibooks, Wikinews. If it is has been connected over here, you can see all this information. So coming to that, back to the Wikidata query service, here we have a simple Wikidata query. So here we have called the Wikidata item. You can rename whatever values. If you want to rename to JSI, you can rename the name like that, and you can also query that those Wikidata queries. So it is not dependent. You can change or what you need to see. Likewise, you can change those queries. So here first we have defined a particular thing over here, and we have second we have the state Wikidata property that we call predicate. So here on the Wikidata query, we have called the statement property P31. So if you go into the Wikidata query service and you can click on the control space or control enter, you can see a drop down option over here. So you can, if you don't know about the p value or the q value, you can click on the control space and you can see the list of information over here. So if I don't know about what statement has been called here for getting the information of the cat, I can click on Control C and we'll start entering like instance of, and it will show the particular p value over here. So you can see a different numerous number of p values over there, the properties over there. So first of all, I want to get all this information that is related to cats. So I'll select T31 over here. So I'll just remove this line over here for now. So if you think that it's a big query, I just remove this line over here. So I'll click on this one and yeah, remove this one also. So I'll start over. If you need to change or if you need to get all information about a dog, you can click on control space and can search for dog. So it will list some of the Q values that are label has dog or contain the label dog. So I click on dog over here and click on the execute button. On the previous one, you have seen that label over here because we have a line below this one. So if you don't know the Sparkle, you can anytime you can click on the control space and you can see all the options that are available on the query service. So here we need to call the labels over here. So right now there is no only the queue number is shown over here. There is no language over here. The what it's called in particular language. So if you want to see the language over here, you can click on this option over here, service, and you can add this item. So here you can see a service has been called or the Wikidata to get those information in the particular language. So if we need to see all those information in a particular language, for example, if I need to see only the English label, I can replace that language over here to English and click on the execute button over here. So yeah, this was something else. So if you have some errors or the Sparkle query, it will list over here what's the error is there, and you can correct those error. So I'll execute a query or once more, and I can see all those labels or all those Wikidata items about dogs, Wikidata items with English label. So if I want to see only this one items with the Hindi labels, I can change the language over here to the language code or HI. So if I change the language code to HI, you can see for some of the items, it only have the queue number, but doesn't have the labels or Hindi. So for that particular item, if you click on that item, you can see there is an English label over here, but doesn't have a Hindi label. So it will since it is a service call, it will show only it will show the labels over there. If the particular language label is not available, it will show only the Hindi on the queue number. So if I remove this one and I'm just removing this code and I'll simplifying this code with the asterisk sign and execute the query once more, and you can see the Wikidata query runs perfectly with those Wikidata items, 491 items are there, and with the item number over here. So if you want to change this one, or you can, if you want to create a new one, you can just clear this query. You can use a Wikidata helper query service as well for creating that query. So for example, if you want to create a Sparkle query that lists only the cat, so I'll search for the cat first. So we'll check this cat item. So we'll for querying only the home cat, I'll just copy this Q value and search over here the Q value. So yeah, I just click on the select that one and click on this select those home cat item. So it will show a preview of some limited number of items. So we'll execute the query once more, and you can see a list of 100 cat items over there. But why it's just showing in 100 items? Yeah, on the Wikidata query, we have a functionality called limit features. So we can limit those results over here. So if you remove those limit function over here and execute the query once more, you can see all those information, all those house cats. Yeah, so I'll change instance of over here and execute the query once more. And you can see there are 217 cats over there on the Wikidata. And if I want to change the label to Hindi, change the label over here and execute the query once more. So yeah, you can see the labels over there. So it is similar to a natural language. You need, just need some little modification over here. Like for example, if you I just create a new query from here, I click on the control space and click on this option over here, and I will start writing natural language over here. For example, uh, I want to get all the information about humans on the Wikidata. So humans, uh, so Wikidata who are from the country who have a citizenship of India. So I'll just replace this one with a human, and yeah, we call human once more over here. So I need to get those all the information about the humans on the Wikidata who are been citizenship or in India. So I'll just call the first Wikidata property. So we don't need to each time we if you are not familiar or if you are not knowing what all prefixes are being using, you can anytime you can click on this option over here and can click on the standard prefix over here. So you can see all those information that we are using or we are using for creating a statement over here. So first I need to call the Wikidata property. So we select a Wikidata property and I want to select only the humans over here. So next we need to call only we need to select only the humans of the Wikidata. So we can search over here, or we either you can click on control space and you can search human over here. So human have a Wikidata Q value Q5. So we select the Wikidata Q5 over here, and uh, we'll see how it was just by entering Q5. So the every statements will like a sentence. Every statement will end with a point. So if you running the Wikidata query, it will check because Wikidata have a lot of human information on the Wikidata. So if you are running this query, it will take more time to go get the information because it will have lakhs of information about the humans. So it will Wikidata query service, it has some time period. If you the query wents so long, automatically the query service will be gets killed. So we just need to limit the query, like we can either we can use some limit function like limit 10 or something. Click on the refresh and we can limit those by 10 numbers. Again, Wikidata needs some, it will list some of Wikidata Q values, but it doesn't have the labels. So we'll just human. And since we have used the label service, you can use with a variable, after the variable, you can write with a L capital, LABL. If you are writing the label over here, you can see those labels or the on the particular language. The language is the English language is not there. The another language, the most commonly used language will be shown here. So it will be automatic process if you are not specified a particular language over here. So I still, if I limit the function over 10, it will need, need to check all the languages or the Wikipedia, Wikidata because it will have so many languages over there. It will have so many human letter items over there. So I just remove the language over here. I put the English language over here. So if you put the language over English, it will check only the labels with the English language in the particular big data item. So right now, we have only defined, we have only checked whether it is a human. Right now, we have not checked whether it is a the person is from the nationality or the person is India or not. So we can add another statement, human, Wikidata property and control space. I want to check the citizenship of the particular human. So country, I'll check for the Wikidata property that matches the citizenship of the particular person. So if you all we check on the Wikidata, you can see different properties like it has a country property with a value P17. It has a property P495, which is a country of origin. So each property has been will be used for different items. So for the items related to person, we are using the property called country of citizenship, which with the value P27. If the if you are using the item for a place, or if you are using the item for a particular location, we are using the property called P70, which is a country for that particular place. And if a particular technology or a particular idea is originated from a particular country, we can use the property called P495 for that. So here we are just checking about the country or the citizenship of the particular person. So we'll select the property P27 or from here, and we need to check the country. Since for every Wikidata item, I have told that we have a different items. So we can click on the control space and search for the India over here. So if you are search for the India over here, you can see lots of information similar to the property. Also, we can see the Wikidata queue number will be more in number. You can see a dozen number of Wikidata items with a label contains India. So sometimes it will be a little confusion for you or some other people which item we need to select. So in the this drop down option, you can have the label as well as a short description over here, which has been added over the Wikidata queue item. So if you are checking, we can see there is a person with a name India, female person with name India. You can see a cat named India. You can see different labels that has been named as India. So we need to check the country label. So we'll just check which is the country item or Wikidata. So the first one, Q668, it is a country item. So we select that one and put a dot over here. So we'll execute the query once more. So previously it has been querying all the humans or the Wikidata. Right now it will be querying all the people with the statement, the country or the citizenship as India. So we have this much of, if you are not provided a limit over here, you can get all those human items or Wikidata with a country citizenship. So it will be more than 10,000 or more than 20,000. So depending upon the number of values, it will take much time for querying those information. So if you want to simplify, or if you want to group, or if you want to uh, narrow down your query, you can add like different, you can add more number of statements over here. You can add a language the person is speaking. Like for example, if you want to filter only the person who speaks English or the person who speaks Malayalam, you can search for the language property of here. So here we have some 2-3 properties like language of work of name, language spoken, written or signed, original language of feeling. So this the first language is used for books. You can see on the description, it is mostly used for the books related items. It is used for the person. For the we are using the property called native language, language spoken or written or signed. So I want to, since it is having a more number of items, it will take more time. So the query has been timed out. So we'll narrow down this Wikidata query by a the native language of the person, native language over here, native language, native language P103, and we'll search for whose native language is Malayalam. So I'll go first with the Malayalam language. I'll put a full stop over here and we'll execute the query once more. We'll check whether it will take uh, timeout or will execute the query. Yeah. So right now we have it has listed nearly 616 Wikidata items. We have these three labels. So here we have the label Wikidata item say that it is a human, and also the country or the citizenship as India, and also the person with a native language Malayalam. Is that all the information that Wikidata? No, sometimes Wikidata doesn't have the statement added. For example, a particular person whose native language is not added, or the you will not see those information. So we could this result doesn't mean that all those all only 616 peoples are there. We have the Wikipedia articles or Wikidata items only are having the native speaker of the Malayalam language, but some may be having some may not be having those statements will not be listed over here. So if you want to just list only the person with that, you can also add those a condition filter. You can as a filter, you can as an optional filter, like maybe a speaker a native speaker of a particular language can or may not be a speaker. So for that function we have a option called show over here. So we'll search for Malayalam once more here. Native language, we search for the native language over here, and we put the native language of the speaker as a optional filter over here, and we'll limit those limit with 50 numbers over here, and we'll execute the query right over here. So since it's an optional query, only the it will run the Wikidata query, and depending upon the if the labels is added or not, it will list those native languages over here. So instead of this, if you are removing this optional service from here, and you run execute a query over here, it will only list the person with the native language. If the person doesn't have the native language added over it will not be listed over here. So the optional feature of the Wikidata SparkQL query gives you an additional option. You can query all those information, but it can contain or it may not be contain those information. You can get the results. So how you can export this information. So we have seen some of the basics of how you can run the Wikidata query, how to modify the Wikidata query. But what the use of this Wikidata query service? Since lots of information you can see or table over here, but there are some of the features on the Wikidata query you can use upon, like you can create a bar chart, you can create a graph builder, or you can create a line chart or some graph, something like that. And also you can export those information if you want to download this information in CSV format, or if you want to create a HTML table, or if you need to export those information, and if for a project purpose, or if you are creating a web page for listing out those information, you can export those information. Or if you are creating a project, you can JSON format file for exporting those informations, as well as you can, over here, there is an option called code. So from here, you can export those information if you are building some applications or something, or if you are creating some web pages that if you need to list out all those information, you can use this option. You can export uh, this code to the web page or HTML page or Python. You can run the Python script or something like that for listing all this information over there. So I'll just replace these examples with some other interesting examples over here. So previously we have seen those Wikidata cat items with only the this one, only the gender, or this one, the instance of cat. Now we want to see the cat which have the images or the Wikidata. So here we have some comments added over here. So it's like if you are creating Wikidata query, we can add those comments for others. If people doesn't know about the Wikidata query, they can understand what is meant by this Wikidata query. You can add those comments over here. And also here we have an option called default view. So once we will check upon how the Wikidata query runs, or click on the execute button over here. Previously, we have seen that Wikipedia query, the result is one showing on the table format. Since we have a option and a default view added over here, image grid, all the images with the, of the cat, with the images or the data will all be listed over here. So how it is possible? If you are not added this code over here and execute the code, you will see only the it in the table format. So from this option, you can click on the image grid, and you can see the images are here in a grid format. So if I click on the tree button, yeah, you can see those images like a tree view. So I click on the table button over here again, and here we have 53 number of cats over here. So I just want to narrow down the result by some these elements. So previously we have seen that we have ended a Wikidata statement by a full stop. Right now on this Wikidata query, you can see it is like with a semicolon, that next statement has been added. So here you can see, like, if you are calling the Wikidata this variable each time, if you want to narrow down this result, you just replace it with a semicolon, with a full stop with a semicolon, and you can write a numerous number of statements over here. So if I want to add only list only the Wikidata items of the cat with the gender, I'll search for the Wikidata item gender over here. Gender, I just want to check the Wikidata item with a gender male. So I'll check this cat item over here and look upon how the gender of the cat is has been added. For the human beings, the statement, the value will be different. It will be just a female. For the animal, it will be having a Wikidata QID, like it will have a different Wikidata QID. For example, here we have a Wikidata QID like a female. So we'll search for this QID over here. So just want to check the female cats over Wikidata. So we'll search for house cat. Instead of a full stop, I add a semicolon over here, and it will check all these three. It will group all these three statements, and only the matching of all these three conditions, it will be listing out those information. So I'll run the query again. So first query will calling like an instance of a house cat, and second we'll checking whether it is a gender female, and the third statement we are checking with only the images over there. So we just added, since we want to show something, we doesn't know what the results is, we just add over here a variable over here like a peak or picture or something, and we call over here, you just replace this one with a, also you can go get all those information. Since you don't need to call all each time the variable over here, if you are not called the variable over here, you can also get those information over here. So I need to check with the cat, the Hindi labels, whether the cat have the Hindi labels or not. So check with the image grid over here, and so all the images has been linked or to the Wikidata items as coming from the Wikimedia Commons file. Commons repository. So on the previous classes, you may be understand, you maybe seen how different images or media files has been added on the Wikimedia Commons maybe. So Wikimedia Commons is a repository where we can add those images file, audio files, so all the media type files we can add those information. So once those information is added to the Wikimedia Commons, you can link, connect those information to the Wikidata item over here. So you can see the images has been added over here with the property T18, and those images is coming from the Wikimedia Commons. So only the images with the added over here, you can see those images here. So the images is not being added if you are adding a optional. So I just want to see only the image, this one, Wikidata items with a house cat and also female gender. But images can be optional. I can put this statement in the optional square brackets, and we can run the query once more. So previously it was like a 15 number of cats were there with the images, but you can see right now there are 63 Wikidata items, but some of these items didn't have the images or there. So if you click on the image grid button, you can see only the Wikidata items with the images over here. So those four Wikidata items that doesn't have those images will not be listed on the image grid, but it will be listed on the table grid over here. So you can add those optional criteria over here for filtering those information like this. So we'll just check some more another examples over here. Yeah, we have a human. We'll check out how many human Wikidata items are there on the Wikidata. So we can use some of the features that are similar to the SQL over here, like a count function. We just want to get the number of the count of humans or the Wikidata humans in the Wikidata without the gender. So we'll just run the Wikidata query, we'll get a result. So this number of Wikidata items have the property, the statement had a human instance of human. So sometimes there will be more number of human Wikidata item will be there on the on Wikidata, but that doesn't have the statement. So if the statements has not be added over the Wikidata, we will not get the result. So I'll just want to tell once more, like if it is not an actual number, so if we have more than we have 300 plus Wikipedia articles, all those information is just been connected over the Wikidata. Sometimes there will be chances for duplications of the Wikipedia articles. Sometimes English Wikipedia article may not be connected. So for example, this Wikidata cat have this much of Wikipedia articles over different languages. Sometimes if these languages are not interconnected, we can there'll be a different Wikidata item. For that, it will be counted a different as a different Wikidata item. So this the count is right now is what the right now the Wikidata knows. So that doesn't mean it is a exact or it is all number of count that is in the Wikidata. So if you want to just filter, like if you want to filter only the humans in from the country of from India, you can click the country of citizenship, India over here, and you can get the number of the count of human items or Wikidata uh, from this. So there are 74,000 of Wikidata items have of human have this statement, human as well as a country of citizenship, India. So, yep, so this is a basic also Wikidata query. So far if any queries or if you have some doubts about the basics of Wikidata, you can ask about that right now. or otherwise we'll just move with some of the sample queries or from here. So I'll just click on the one of the sample query over here. So if you want, there are different language Wikipedias. There is a Tamil Wikipedia, there is a Malayalam Wikipedia, there is a Hindi, there is Urdu. Different language Wikipedias are there. So if you want to get all those information, if you are building some website or if you are building some applications, if you want to get what different language Wikipedia, what different languages versions are there for Wikipedia, you can use this simple Wikidata query for getting all those language Wikipedia URLs over here. So here we have all those. So the statement can be written on we can write this website over here. We can start with a website item. To replace this structure like if it's like an item property, the value, if you replace a value property item, it will also be working. So if you run the Wikidata query, you can see item. Okay. So since we have a different this one line added over here, it will not working. So I'll just remove this one and replace with the item. So I click on the QRL. So I'll just go with the basic the cat example over here. So if you want to just, I need to get this cat item over here. So I just 2146. We can have that item over here. So it will list us Wikidata item, the house cat, the value. So I'll show one more examples with that. On the So here we have the population of the country. We get a query over here. So you can have the two options over here. You can export those query like here we have the option. If you run the execute the query, we can have the option to execute the query as a short URL. As also we can execute that query as a the result of the query. So if you are embedding this information on your website, or if you are embedding those information on your HTML page, you can use this, download this query, and you can, when the website is getting loaded, you can visualize those information. So what statement is calling on this Wikidata query? We'll just go to that statement. So it will check in whether it is a state country or something. So we need to get all the instance of the country as well as the subclass of the country. Sometimes it will it will have the Wikidata item have two types of statements we are adding mainly, like we are either we'll be having big data statement called instance of, or it will have a statement subclass. Sometimes Wikidata item have both those statements, Wikidata instance and Wikidata subclass. So here we need to get all those information which are all the subclass. There can be any subclass of this Wikidata item. So if you are putting that the asterisk sign, it will the result will be a different one. It will be having only the first subclass. So if you are putting the asterisk sign over here, you can get any subclass of the particular Wikidata item. So if you are removing the bubble chart over here, you can see only the 10 number of countries over here with basic on the population, how many populations, the number of peoples are there, and a particular country or a particular country Wikidata item. You can see these three table over here. And if you want to see like a bar chart, you can click on the bar chart and can visualize the population like a bar chart. So you can see the population. See the Korea is limited to the 10 numbers. So the first country, the China, the India. So we can check those how this information is getting populated over here. We can click on the table and we'll go to the India later with data item. So here we can see this number of population has been the. It is not a Wikidata value, Wikidata item. It is another just a value that's been added over the Wikidata. So if you're going over the India letter Wikidata item and search for the population property over here, yeah, we have the population property added over here with uh, with a different time period, how many populations are there, and you can see from which references this information is added. So here we can see we get a property name population with the P number P1082, and we have the another we have the value entered over here. It is a just a numeric value entered over here. It is not a Wikidata item. So if you can see in some of this Wikidata statement, it is linked to another Wikidata item. So the values can be just a numeric value or an alphanumeric value, or it can be another Wikidata item. So here it's just not a Wikidata item, it's just a numeric value over here. So you can see of a different time period, you can see the population value in India that has been added over here. If those information is not added over here, you will not get those information with the latest population data. So if you are going to this population data, you can see this population data, which is under like 132609. There's this has different more than 10 20 state items added or values added over here with a different time period, but we need to get only the latest information. That's why we have a option in Wikidata called a ranking of the property. Like we have the preferred rank over here, we have a normal rank, we have a typical rank. So some information on the Wikidata, if you want to get or we want to focus only the particular uh, value, we can add those preferred rank over here. If you click on this option, edit option on Wikidata, we'll have, since it's a big Wikidata item, the edit option is not loaded right now over here. So if the Wikidata items is loaded completely, you can see a edit option over here. Once you click the edit option, you can change the ranking from the preferred rank or normal rank. If you are added those preferred rank, only those information with the preferred rank will be shown over here. Since we have the, and also if we have added, not added, if we are not added, we just call the select element over here. uh, Sometimes if the preferred rank or is not added, you can see a multiple information over here. So for China Wikidata item, the population is added 2 times. The statement is added 2 times, maybe with different references, maybe different qualifiers or something. So if we are not added a preferred rank over here, you get a more than the UID will be listed over two numbers. So to avoid that, you can add a option with the statement. You can add a distinct element over here, similar to the SQL. You can get only the distinct type of results over here. So here we have the instance of as well as subclass of the country, as well as we added a population over here. So we have the statement, and right now we want to list the based on the number of order based on the population. So here we have a line added ordered by descending order. So if we are adding those information, we want to list out those information based on the value of the order, you can add this statement. If you are not added this statement and run the query, you can get those values from the Wikidata based on the time or based on the order of the queue value. Sometimes you will not see the country that you are searching upon. The first country may not be listed over here, may not second or third country may not be listed over it because we are not enter the rank those information. So if we are adding those information, like if we are adding those, we need to filter based on the order of the value. Can like add a option called ordered by the descending order. You can see most of these options over here. You can see some of the functionality like so this a select element, the second one the select asterisk signs were square brackets and the count as well as this one is mostly if you are want to write a Wikidata query, we don't want to see the labels already, you can select this one to automatically register all the labels over there. So now I just want to filter out if I just want to see the flags of the country. So if you want to flag, you can see different properties has been added over here. So if you I want to modify this query, I want to just want to based on the population as well as I need to see the flag of image of the country. So I just flag add label over here flag and just run the query over here. So you can see all those countries or the top 10 countries are the flag image added over here. So I just click on the image grid over here. So I can see all the flag images over here of the top 10 countries. So based on our needs, we can modify this query if we want to filter the out some of the countries. We can modify the countries, or if you just want to filter a particular country, you can add those like a statement filter option over here. You can see the filter. So we check for whether we can check like if the country doesn't have the flag added over there. So I remove this option over from here. And yeah, you can use minus. So you can see one country that doesn't have a flag added over there. So you can use some of these functionalities like a minus or filter. For filter, I think there is some other these show you one more examples with the filter. So, so if you want to check some other countries with that with only this one with this simple filter element. So here. So if you are going to that item, so just run a Wikidata query. So just running a Wikidata query that have those who is a human being and his occupation is a cricketer and his country of sport is India. So here we have the option that instance of Q human. Here we have the add those in, property instance of occupation cricketer. We have the property space cricketer, and we have the as option country as sports India. So we have adders add optional filter over here. So previously we have seen we have called a service line over there. So instead of calling the service line is that the service option you can call that which has been already add the prefix as add already there on the Wikidata. So RDF label prefix or Wikidata is called something like that. We are calling the labels of the Wikidata. So we can use this RDFS colon label functionality in the Wikidata query service to call the labels. So here we are calling those labels. We are just added a variable called language over here. So we are just defined a language like LEN for language English. You can add also English or something over here. So just English label, English label. So, and also for a description, so just remove the description over here. So I need to filter those languages. I just want to see only those information with that English label. And just remove this one. I just want to see only the information with the English label. So I click the filter or filter in the brackets over here, filter with the language code, only the English labels. So only those information which is over here with the English label will be shown over here. It is like an optional filter. So and also added on here we have optional filter called which doesn't have the particular language artist label. So here I have uh, changed to Hindi or something like which other any language I have changed. So when I execute this query, so just the query will run and show only those cricketers from India that doesn't have the labels or in Hindi. So here we have ordered by the ascending order by the name in English over here. If you want to order a descending order, you can change those from descending order and you can get those labels in the descending order. So here we have only limited those information based on this filter element. We have not added like a limit function over here. We have not added like we have only added these three statements groups and the filter element. So let's check what it happens if there is not filter element uh, it hit the filter element added over here. So it will list out all those information of the cricketers in Wikidata, which have the English label as well as the country of citizenship, country of sport, India. So this much of 569 Wikidata items have those information like they have the cricketer who plays for the from the country India. So its label has been ordered like a descending order. So like that we can modify this query. So I go with some other simple query to list out the films that has been added by the Amir Khan. So here we have we can add a property called for the cast member P161, and we have we can add a we can add item for the person Amir Khan yeah call, and we need to just filter, or we need to filter out those elements. We can movies based on when it has been published. So on the Wikidata, as we said, they have those information regarding the persons. We have the information regarding the feelings. So we have the information regarding places, and also on this Wikidata query, we are querying the Wikidata items that have the cast member. We could have property cast member and the film with have the cast member, and the value has Amir Khan element over there, and also it has date which has the movie has been published. So if you run this Wikidata query, you can see those there are nearly 70 number of Wikidata film related items have the cast member added over here. So we'll just go to one of the film related items. So it is not directly, it is not a item which is about a person. It is an item about a feeling. So you can see instance of feeling. But we haven't called those instance over here. But instead of this statement, we have called a statement called cast member, which you have the queue number P161. You can see this much of cast members has been added over here. So in a case, if the cast member Amir Khan is not added over here, if you are run this query over here, you will not get those results. So this 70 numbers is not a complete number of the movies that Amir Khan has been added. It is only the Wikidata items with that statement cast member Amir Khan, the film items with the cast member Amir Khan has been added or shown over here. So instead of Amir Khan, if you want to change to some other actor, so if you change to some other person, if you are added a cast member, you can see there are more number of items has been added over here. So it's depend upon the Wikidata item. If your there was added information is added over there, you can see those information. You can get those information by using the Wikidata query. If the information is not available on the Wikidata, the answer will be only that what Wikidata knows. So if you click on this timeline option over here, because we have added our time period over here. So if you're going to that movie over here, you can see a Wikidata property, the publication date of the movie. So if we are calling on this Wikidata query, Wikidata statement, we need to get only the Wikidata statement of the cast films that has been added by the person Mohanlal with the start date, with that a particular date. So if we are change to date, they you can run the query, and you can see on the table you can see the value film with the title, film with the film label. You can see the date of publication. Sometimes on the Wikidata they will be only the year of the publication. So in that case, the date will be shown as default value as January 1. The particular month, the particular date is not added on the Wikidata. it will just show the date as a consider as the date as a January 1 with the followed by the year of that year has been added. So if you click on this timeline button over here, you can see the based on the year how many films that particular actor has been added. So you can drag down and you can see all those films that's been added over here. So you can see between 1980 and 1995, there are lots of movies has been added over here on the Wikidata. This statement cast member has been added. So if some campaigns or some programs or some events happen, so a lot of data involves will be happen on the Wikidata. So lots of information will be uh, pulled or imported or will be added by different volunteers to the Wikidata. If those information has been added over here on that time period during some editathons, you can see there are a lot of films have the cast member for that particular period. Your checks check from the terminator. We can check how many Wikileaks items had a cast member. There are only than 70, less than 100 Wikileaks items has been the cast number has been added over there. So if you check with some of the items for English actors, or if you check with some of the actors from the Hollywood or Bollywood, you can sometimes you will be getting a lot of results over here. So there is we can check one of the another Wikidata Korea over here, some of the that shows the women scientists from India. So yeah, so here we can see the we can have defined the instance of as P31, the human beings on the Wikidata, and the sex or gender, we have the gender female, we have the occupation added over here, the scientist, we have the country of citizenship added like India. So while you run this Wikidata query, you can only this Wikidata query by filtering this information, you can get those results over here. There are nearly 32 female scientists from India has a Wikidata item over there. And we have an optional filter like the field of date of birth added over here. So you can modify this Wikidata query and you can build some wonderful queries over here. So building the Wikidata query, I have shown there are different options. We can use the Wikidata helper query service over here to for building a Wikidata query, and as well as we have a option over here, Wikidata query builder. If you don't know how to write a Sparkle query, a, this tool, this service will help you to create a Sparkle query for you. For example, if you want to, it's a simple process for creating a Wikidata query using this Sparkle query builder. So if you want to get only the feelings like a cast member. For example, if you want to get the movies that has been acted by two cast members, if you want to list only the movies that has been acted by the Vijay as well as Mohanlal, for example, we are matching. So it can be I have given option we can have the option like you want to get the list of items with only the references or without the references. I just click on the with or without the references and add another condition, uh, task member feature, and run the query over here. So if you click on the run button, it will be automatically you can see the query is being running over here. So since there is no movies has been elsewhere, I'll check it some. Yeah. So it will automatically it create a Wikidata query for you, and it will run the query service for you. So if you want to see the Wikidata query, you can click the Edit Sparkle option over here, and you can see a Wikidata query has been built for you based on the inputs provided by you. So if you look to this query, it's like not a very simple query that we have shown before. It has a new different statements added over here. So here we have a prefix small p double colon. We have a prefix called ps double ps colon. So the p colon means that those statements that we are added on the Wikidata. So if you are seeing the Wikidata statement or some of the Wikipedia article. So the statement like this property we can be called, can also be called using like property p small p value. Also, if you are just directly calling the statement, or if you want to don't want all, if you are simplifying the score, if you are defining a particular thing, you can use these small functional prefixes over here. So all these prefixes can be seen over here from this option. So if you want to some doubts, or you can click on these prefixes over here and can get all those information from here. So I can also show you one Wikidata query related to the Gram Panchayats on the Wikidata. So if you run this Wikidata query, you can see the number of the Gram Panchayats in Kerala region. So this is showing 941 Gram Panchayats of Kerala. So I think you want to list only the one, you want to avoid the duplications of Wikidata item. Yeah, there was a one duplicate item was shown two times over. So you can see the language like in that particular language. I change this language to Tamil, or if I change the language to some other language, I can see whether, so there are 138 languages have Tamil information added labels or Wikidata related to Kerala items. So like this, we can just, if you have some Wikidata query, you can run this Wikidata query and modify this Wikidata query either from here, or you can change those from this Wikidata query helper. You can search for the query and you can modify that query for building those things. So there are numerous number of Wikidata examples over here. You can work on that. As you can, if you want to check some other examples, like a map view, if you want to create some visualization based on the maps, some of the location of the cities, or you can location based map over here. Using that, so this Wikidata query shows the coordinate location over here. So if we are running this Wikidata query, you can see this the instance of what water course or the coordinate Antarctica. So it will take some time. So you'll move to some of the other examples. So if you want to get some by the year, you want to get a movies by the year, you can modify and you can use in this Wikidata query. You can get some the list of the movies which with the language Tamil. You can see a table of bar graph over here by the year. So how many movies has been published on by which year, how many Tamil movies has been published over here. So if you want to change this to another language, ODR language or some other language, you can run this query and you can get those results or based on the language you are selected over here. So yeah, and so I just want to show some of the use cases of this one. So if you are seeing that Wikidata properties. Uh, Here we have the option called download this information or code this information, embed those information on the website or something. So it is a card game model with that application developed by some of the volunteers for visualization those information. So if I want to visualize like districts in India, this, for example, if I want to check, I want to get a visualize some of the information district in India. So district in India. So I just go search for the Wikidata and just get the Wikidata queue number over here and just paste the queue number and click on the generate button. So on this card game, it will create some other Wikidata cards based on the districts from India. So it is limited right now. It is limited to 32 cards. So it will generate, it will, on the background, it will run a Wikidata query and it will list out some of the districts of India. So if the, based on the number of, more number of properties added to that particular Wikidata item. So it have the, it will show the Wikidata label on English. If you switch the language to some other language and click on general button, it will show the language based on that particular label selected. So if the label is not there, it will automatically show the Wikidata queue number instead of the particular language. So for example, this language doesn't have the labels added over there. So you click on the Hindi and click on the generate button. It will show the labels of the districts on Hindi and all the properties, all the state properties that has been added or the all the main five of properties will be shown on this card game. So it has the properties label is not added on the Wikidata. So instead of the label, it will show the property numbers since there is no label. So yeah, so these are some of the use cases of the Wikidata query service. You can modify some of the Wikipedia queries, and you can build some custom applications. You can build some natural language-based applications or AI-based applications based on this Wikidata query. So we have one more Wikidata, this one. So this is a Wikidata query that's run on the background to list out the population base from the Wikidata. So once you are selected the district on the this drop down option, it will automatically the Korea Wikidata, you get all the panchayat in that district and give the population data and male female population data from that Wikidata. So if you are selected another district, it automatically list out the panchayat from that district and we'll get those information right from Wikidata in the background. So it is a working so on the background, it's just like querying the Wikidata using the um, Sparkle. So yeah. So if you have any questions related to Wikidata Sparkle queries up to this, if you have some doubts on how to we can build or if you have some doubts regarding the prefixes or something, you can ask right now.
Yes, so to the participants, I would request that you can put your questions in the chat for Q&A, or even like you can unmute today and ask your question. So maybe we can wait for a minute for the question from participants. Okay, so actually I have one question as well. So
Yeah,
suppose
sure.
I'm making like a web app, right? As you had demonstrated, like a card generator web app. So how can I make HTTP post requests to send and get Sparkle queries from the web service?
Yep. So show this. So here you have some 2, 3 options. Like you can either use the code option. You can create a HTML page, or you can embed those code, or you can use some uh, Python script over here. So Wikidata, we have a Wikidata endpoint here. We call it wikidata.org/Sparkle. So if you are writing some Wikidata queries, like if you have some Wikidata query over here we can embed those query over inside this Sparkle wrapper, and you can create a HTML code over here. So I will show the HTML code for this page. This source code. So here we have the so okay. So if you are having some like a HTML page like this one, so on this JavaScript, it is basically a JavaScript that's run behind the HTML code. So it will fetch those information, like it will collect those information if you want to, like if you are just modify this JavaScript, you added those Sparkle query over here, it will run basic based on that query. So here we have all have the option like can code this one or JavaScript jQuery or JavaScript modern query. You can either use depending upon the HTML page you are running. If you are using a JavaScript or an HTML page, you can use this query over there. Or if you are using some Python-based applications, or if you are building some wiki HTML page, you can use this code, add those code on your JavaScript over there, and make some tweaks like if you are adding some boxes, if you are adding some drop down menus, you can modify this like these JavaScripts, and you can build some wonderful applications out there. So if you go to some GitHub pages and you search for GitHub Wikidata base, uh, Wikidata games, you can see some of the wonderful applications made by some of the volunteers or some of the students or some of the this one for creating applications. Even Google also has been using the information from this knowledge base from this one to showing the knowledge panel on the this one on the Google search results. So yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just one participant had a doubt like about just repeating the main area where we can get the Java, like you had demonstrated where we can see the Java and the Python script. So maybe we can just show like quickly where
Yeah,
we can
sure.
access it. They were asking.
So once you have opened a Wikidata query service, you can see if you are having some query running, or if you run some Wikidata query over here. If you click on the executive button, you can see an option over here. There will be 3 options. You can download this information in this many formats. You can have an option over here, code. So you can use this code, that URL. You can have an embedded this code. You can use it as a wiki test format. You can use on the, if you are creating PHP page based web page, you can use this code. And you can, if you say JavaScript, you say simple HTML page, you can use these simple JavaScripts and can make a simple text for visualizing that information or your page. Or if you're creating some application using the Python, or if for building upon a tool for importing those data to Wikidata, or creating a exporting those information to some other applications or some of the website, you can use a Python-based script for this one. So this is a like a, it was created some years back. So sometimes there will be some tweaks needed for modifying this little bit for uh, get work, but it will mostly it will work on your website or if you are using this code.
Okay, that's yeah. Thank you for clarifying it again. And Aditi, I hope okay. Yeah, I got a thumbs up. So yeah, thank you for clarifying this doubt. Are there any other questions? Okay, since in that case, I will close the session. So I would like, so thank you, Mr. Jacob, for your very in-depth presentation on Wikidata queries. The presentation was a nice demonstration of how powerful the tool can be with the queries you make and how versatile it can be with the visualizations and images that can be viewed with it. I'm sure the participants will find today's session as a helpful tool in developing their own projects. So thank you, Mr. Jacob, for your presentation. And I would like to remind all the participants that tomorrow is our final session on developer contribution and guidance held at 7 p.m. We hope to see you all tomorrow as well. With this, I would like to close today's session. Thank you for the speaker and thank you for all the participants for coming here today.
Just need to add to one more point. So if you want to
Yeah,
learn how to query Wikidata in more advanced way, or want to
okay,
learn about some other things, you can navigate to this website. We'll be sharing this slide after this presentation to you all. So you can go to this help page or Wikidata, how you can get a basic of Sparkle, how you can understand on the Wikidata. You can ask some of the doubts. If you need to creating some big Wikidata query, you need building some complex query, you can anyway you can ask the help portal or the Wikidata. There will be many volunteers who can help you for creating the Wikidata query for you. So that's all. So thank you for joining the session.
yes. Thank you very much. And yes, I will see you